Hey, good evening. It's Thursday, February 6th, and welcome back to Everyday Talk 24/7. So appreciated your comments last night about being a refuge. And this is important for us. So I want to think more deeply about that. So the question I want to ask tonight, last night I asked, are you a refuge? But the question I want to ask tonight is, do I have the courage to be a refuge? See, I mentioned last night the personal aspect struggle. For a long time, decades, I thought I had to be right. I thought I had to be compassionate and all the rest of it, but I thought I had to be right first. And that is destructive. We need to be a refuge before we can start talking about being right. Obviously, if there's something that's an extreme emergency, we've got to say something. But we've got to be able to follow Jesus and create a safe place. A place where if someone is struggling, they know that they can come to you, they can come to me and be protected. They can be safe. Even if we have to say something harsh or challenging, most importantly, before we get there, they have to know we are safe. My wife Ruth was a phenomenal, beautiful example of that. It's her birthday tomorrow, so I'll probably talk about her tomorrow, but that's just right there on my mind. Jesus says, "Take my yoke upon you and learn from me." That means we're supposed to be actively learning from him, not just in a categorical fashion, not just something I learned a verse once, but daily, minute by minute, learning from him. Why? He is gentle. He is humble at heart. He's not pushing his own way as a human. He's someone where we could be a rest, find rest. Even refreshment, as one translation says, for our souls. And we know that Jesus certainly was not going to turn a blind eye to wrong behavior. We know that he was talking about what's right, but he created the context to talk about what's right. See, when there is conflict, do we have the courage to be a safe place and to offer protection? That takes a tremendous amount of courage. That's why I've chosen for the thumbnail tonight this picture of a lioness and her cub. Look at that little cub there on the screen. That little turkey is secure. He or she is safe because he knows that his mama is right there. He knows he is safe. He knows he is protected. That's what we want for those that we love. See, if my first response is I've got to be right, I've got to correct, I've got to stop you right there. I've got to explain to you why you're wrong. I've got to explain to you why you're hurting me. Why this is so not right. Anyone could do that. Listen to what the Proverbs say. A gentle answer turns away wrath. It destroys wrath. It dissipates it, pushes it away. This means offering protection, safety. I'm going to be gentle like Jesus. But if I'm focused on being right as my first response, then that comes across as a harsh response. It's a painful word. And so the couplet there in the Proverbs 15:1, gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh answer, I need to be right, I need to correct, often that stirs up anger and prevents you from ever being able to speak in such a way that's going to benefit that person. Because if someone is struggling, coming to you, a son or daughter, a teenager, family member, husband and wife, if they're struggling and they're angry and they're struggling with something, they need help and correction. But where's it going to come from? Is it going to come from a place of, I told you not to do this, or I'm going to be right first? Or is it going to come from they know that they can trust you? They know that you're a faithful friend. They know that they can trust your wounds. That's the relational place of safety we need to get to. See, once we establish that safe place, that place of protection, then verse 4, which is a corollary to verse 1 in Proverbs 15, says this: the soothing tongue is a tree of life. See, now I've created the climate. I've created the relational place of safety and confidence where I can speak the truth to them. And then I can use the pleasant words of the Proverbs to speak hard things. These pleasant words promote instruction. They bring healing. It's not just telling them, stop this, stop that. This is so important for young children. It's huge for teenagers. It's huge for siblings. If we're going to defend ourselves first, then we're going to be using harsh language. We're going to be protecting ourselves. Instead of being a place of protection, we are self-protecting. That's going to come across as a harsh answer. So the perverse tongue fractures, crushes the spirit. And the perverse tongue here is one that's not interested in offering protection. So I can be right and still be perverse. Yeah, that's what I had to learn. It's not about being right. It's about representing Christ well so we can get to what is right. Being right is huge. I'm all for it. If you listen to my channel, you know I believe in all that. But I've got to be safe first. I've got to be a place of comfort. I've got to be a place of protection. Do we have the courage? Do we have the courage to be a refuge? Do we have the courage to listen to Jesus when he says, take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. To those that we love and cherish, do they know that when they come to us, we will have that gentle yoke, and they will find a place of rest and safety for their souls, so we can get to talking about where we need to change. And in the process, maybe we'll change too. Can talk more tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here, and again, keep giving those thoughts, feedback, the comments, hugely helpful to me. Thank you so much for being here, and Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.